Hey there, this is Sea Piper here again. This is another Rome Total War Battle replay. Played these games yesterday. It was two games I played. It's myself, Cleomenes, and we played with a player called Parker, who we're not too sure who he is, but he played in two of our games yesterday, and he did okay for himself. He did pretty well. We're playing. This was a 4 versus 4 31k battle. It's myself, Piper, obviously player Parker, IBEROS, TOURO, and Great Cleomenes. We also have MarkHunt, which is actually King's Cataclysm. We also have player STEVELONGSHANKS, POMPEY, and TALOS. And all these guys are playing under BH tags, so I'm assuming possibly MarkHunt. I don't know if he's joined the BH clan, but everyone here is a good player, and what's happened is Cleomenes has marched forward, and Pompey brought a fair amount of Germanian archers, chosen archers. These are quite powerful archers, because what usually happens in 4 versus 4 battles, you want to sort of bring your armies together, and when they're together they're stronger, but when you bring the armies together it leaves your rear and your sides vulnerable to arrow attack. So what happened was Cleomenes was marching over, but Germania moved forward the archers and were shooting the spearmen in the back, and these spearmen are very susceptible to arrow fire. So instead of Cleomenes coming over to us, I told everyone to basically move over as fast as they could, because we're at a bit of a disadvantage on this side here. We really want these spearmen to be in the centre and have the Romans surrounding the spears to protect them, because they're quite vulnerable. We don't really want these Germanian archers to get in too many shots. Bulk of Cleomenes' army is pikes. He has some silver shield pikemen, silver shield legionnaires. He has 6 cataphracts. These guys they're gold. So he hasn't put any chevrons on the cataphracts. I have standard army, 6 cavalry. I actually brought 3 archers in this battle, because we want to really protect Cleomenes as much as we can, but we also want to fire arrows at Germania, who they're great warriors, but they don't really have that much defense against arrows. They don't have a lot of armor or shields, so they're quite susceptible to arrow fire, just like the Seleucid Empire pikemen. My troops are quite tired. They had to march over quite far, so these guys are quite tired. That's a disadvantage. So I have 6 cav, 3 archers, the rest urbans, and 1 legionnaire. We've gone through Cleomenes' army. TOURO has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The bulk of TOURO's army is urbans, and he also brought, it looks like, 5 cavalry, but he didn't bring any archers. Parker brought 6 cavalry, 2 archers, and the rest urbans. So standard army for STEVELONGSHANKS, standard army for MarkHunt. MarkHunt has 5 Praetorian cavalry, no archers. STEVELONGSHANKS, it looks like 6 cavalry, the rest urbans, but he brought some archers as well. I think 2 archers there. And TALOS, played with TALOS many times. He's a great player. it looks like 4 cavalry and some pretty good urbans, and he has some archers there as well. So Susan Empire attacking Talos there. I've put in some of my urbans there in loose formation just to protect the pikes a bit from the Pila. So Cleomenes attacked with his cavalry there. I did quite a lot of damage actually, but I think Talos's urbans were able to hold out and push the cataphracts back. Quite possibly these guys were quickly put into guard mode when Cleomenes attacked. I'm taking a side-on attack from STEVELONGSHANKS, but my troops are already tired because they had to run from the other side of the map to here, so they're already like quite disadvantaged. So these guys are in guard mode, and we're going to counter charge with my cavalry, which are fairly fresh, and these guys have chevrons on them, so we'd hope to do quite a lot of damage here. So we managed to rout all of STEVELONGSHANK's cavalry, but you can see the centre here. Cleomenes is taking a lot of damage on his pikes. So we have Parker and TOURO. TOURO's held up here. It would be a little bit more beneficial if Parker brought a few more units over here to support the right flank, because you can see here Germania's just hit. And these guys are pretty powerful on the charge. You see Cleomenes, he's a great player. He actually brought forward his pikes right at the right time. These guys do a lot of damage, because you can see these berserkers. These guys are heavily upgraded. They're going to charge into that, their phalanx. They'll probably rout, but the phalanx there will do a lot of damage. But they're also getting attacked from behind from the Night Raiders, and these guys cause fear. So we're doing a combined charge. TOURO is firing his cavalry with Cleomenes. I brought over some urbans, but we're kind of losing very badly in the right flank. If you just see the armies coming around here, don't really have that much left to hold back this charge. Once Cleomenes's pikes fail, we've only got TOURO's urbans there, and we've actually killed the Germanian general just there, and that will cause a massive morale shock to the whole of the barbarian army. Now barbarian armies, they suffer a greater morale shock when the general dies than other factions, so that's quite a good advantage for us. But we're probably losing this battle at this present time. You can see our armies. Parker's realised what was happening here, and he's putting pressure on MarkHunt. TOURO has to bring round his army. We need to form a better line. And this is like one area where putting your troops into guard mode might be beneficial. We still have cavalry left. We need to try and slow down the enemy push, and we need Parker to move over here and start engaging with MarkHunt, because if these factions push in here and MarkHunt pushes, we're going to get basically triple teamed. And you can see our forces, they're pretty scattered about. We still have archers here. The archers are attacking the cavalry, but MarkHunt, aka Cataclysm from the King's Clan, he's doing a great job with the cavalry charges. Also Talos is doing a great job supporting with his urbans running forward. Parker should really withdraw his cavalry at this present time, They're just going to rout. He needs to withdraw them. I've got a bit of a defensive line here. These guys are in guard mode. The plan was to try and bottleneck this charge, because you can see these berserkers. Once berserkers go into the sort of berserker mode, they lose the ability. The player loses the ability to control them, so they have to follow the berserkers. So they're going to run down here. So there's the opportunity to actually envelop here. If TOURO brought over his urbans, we have our cavalry over here. Cleveland's brought over his cavalry, but it was kind of a gamble. These guys actually routed. Just the whole presence of the army there being massively outnumbered, it caused the cavalry to rout. And we can see the berserkers going in here. In this position, there's not really much we can do, so we actually pulled back to try and reform our line. TOURO still has too many troops in the wrong position. He should have moved in a line like here and supported the right flank, because it's very difficult right now for us to win this, but there was still a chance if we made a better line. But if you're going to run your troops in against cavalry like that, you're going to get outflanked and they're just going to mass rout. So everyone did what they could here. It was just the Germania push was so much that it was difficult for us to make a stand. It's not impossible, but they played really well. Pompey did was it Pompey? It's Britannia? Yeah, Pompey did a really good job with the berserkers, and there was great teamwork with TALOS and STEVELONGSHANKS. So you tend to find in 31k the barbarian factions alone are quite weak, but when you combine them with urbans, berserkers with urbans, they're really powerful, and you can just see that combination just routed basically what was left of my army, what was left of Parker's army, and TOURO still, Parker's July, what was left of IBEROS TOURO. So that barbarian berserker slash Night Raiders with the urbans just routed basically everyone. And in the next battle I actually played both these battles yesterday. The next battle that I played, I bring a Britannian army to 31k battle. It's 4 versus 4. Myself and Cleveland's played again on the same team, and that's a really powerful army. So I'll show you that in the next battle. So both these were played. Date today. Today's the 23rd of May 2014. So they were played yesterday. And also I mentioned the date here. The GameSpy servers go down on the 31st of May. So it's going to be interesting to find out what actually happens on that day. Whether the game is still working or whether it's going to be closed down. So there's still a Game Ranger that's available. So I don't know how many players will be playing Game Ranger or not, so we'll have to find out. So here we can see MarkHunt did a great job here putting his troops into guard mode. And Parker's going to get outflanked here, he's going to get enveloped. But he's still doing a good job, he's holding out. He's last man standing. He has the cavalry charge here against the archers. So he's doing what he can. There's not really much he can do. He probably could have pulled back some troops here, but it's effectively game over. Too many urbans left, and once these guys connect, it's going to be a mass rout, and that happens. So the morals, they're basically wavering as it is, and the side attack just made them rout. So that was a great game. That was a defeat for our team. The opponents played really well. There was a great teamwork on the Germania side, with the Germania player Pompey. So mixing the berserkers with the urbans, that was really powerful. And Germania by itself in 31k, it's not that what's powerful, but it can be quite weak. Mixing it with urbans and cavalry makes it very, very strong, almost unstoppable at times. That was a great battle. Well played everyone, well played my side. Everyone played well. Hope you enjoyed this battle. Please check out the next video. That's another 4 vs 4 battle. I bring a Britannian army to 31k for the actual first time I've ever played Britannia at 31k. So that was quite an interesting battle. Please check it out. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to my channel.